You ever listen to some amazing advice and you're nodding along thinking, yes, absolutely, that's what I need to do, and then you do nothing? Like zero change? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. So in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into why we all struggle so much to turn what we know into what we actually do. And more importantly, how a simple, disciplined daily practice can finally close that gap for good. This quote from our source material just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? We get it. We have the best intentions. But the second we step back into our normal lives, something else, something invisible, just hijacks the whole operation. And that hijacker? Well, that's what we need to get a handle on. And this is what we're talking about. This super frustrating space between understanding something and actually acting on it. It's the knowing-doing gap. And honestly, it's the source of so much of our daily anxiety. It's that feeling of being stuck on a treadmill, repeating the exact same patterns even though we totally know better. Okay, the source material uses this incredibly blunt analogy. It asks, are you just perfuming the garbage? Think about it. When we just keep learning and gathering information without actually changing our behavior, it's like spraying air freshener on a pile of trash. Sure, it might smell better for a second, but you haven't actually taken out the garbage. The old habits, the anxieties, the reactions, they're all still there, just with a little perfume on top. So, if the problem isn't a lack of information, then what in the world is it? To actually bridge that gap between knowing and doing, we have to name the real barrier. We have to identify that invisible force that's keeping us stuck. And here it is. The source points directly to one primary obstacle, the ego. Now, we're not talking about being arrogant or full of yourself. This is about that little voice in your head, that internal narrator that is absolutely obsessed with protecting itself. It's the part of you that's terrified of what other people think, that hates being wrong, and that is constantly checking where you stand in the social pecking order. And this is what that ego looks like in real life, day to day. It's that immediate flash of anger when you feel like someone slighted you. It's that nonstop worry about whether people like you or what they're saying about you. It's that deep need for praise and validation. And it's that exhausting game of comparison, either feeling superior to someone or inferior to someone else. This is the ego in action, and this is what keeps that garbage of our old patterns firmly in place. So, the big question, how do we loosen the ego's grip? Well, the answer is kind of brutally simple, but it is so powerful. It comes down to a non-negotiable, consistent daily practice. This isn't about some grand, heroic gesture. It's about small, repeated actions, day in and day out, that slowly build real momentum. All right, so how many days off can you take? How many days can you afford to miss your practice if you're serious about making a change? Well, according to our source, the answer is right here, 0, not a single one. Because the second you skip a day, you're basically rolling out the welcome mat for the ego to creep right back in and take over. And, I mean, look at this contrast. It couldn't be more clear. A daily practice, it systematically weakens the ego, it builds momentum, it creates real, observable changes in your life. But sporadic practice, doing it here and there, that just allows the ego to take right back over. It breaks your progress and just leads to more of the same, stagnation and frustration. And this quote just drives the point home perfectly. Our ego is sneaky. It loves the idea of a quick fix. Oh, I'll just meditate once a week and that'll take care of everything. But not possible. Real transformation just doesn't work like that. It is a daily commitment, like brushing your teeth or training a muscle. Okay, so what does this daily practice actually look like? It sounds intense, but it's not. Let's break down a really simple 3-step daily toolkit that you can start using right away. Here it is. 3 simple but powerful steps. First, your morning intention. Before you even get out of bed, before the chaos of the day hits, you sit and use a protective chant, like the Mangalacharn mantra. This literally sets up a positive energy field around you to start the day on your terms, not the ego's. Second, your daytime focus. Think of this as your emergency brake for the ego. When you feel that anger or anxiety bubbling up, you stop, you focus on your breath, and repeat a simple mantra for peace, like Om Shanti. That creates just enough of a pause for you to choose a better response. And third, your evening reflection. Now, this is not about beating yourself up. It's a calm, non-judgmental inventory. You just look back at your day and notice, when did my ego get triggered? You analyze it, you learn from it, and you promise to try again tomorrow. This simple cycle, this is the engine of real change. All right, so you're doing the work every single day. You're committed, but how do you actually know if it's working? because the way we tend to measure success in this area is often where we go totally wrong. This is the key question, isn't it? It is so easy to fool ourselves. It's easy to think we're making progress just because we feel calm for 10 minutes while we're meditating, but the true test, that lies somewhere else entirely. This slide is so important because it completely redefines progress. True progress is not about having visions of lotus flowers or these profound experiences you can go brag about. Honestly, that's usually just the ego wearing a spiritual costume. Real progress is tangible. It's measurable. It's about staying calm when you get provoked. It's about a real reduction in your anger and jealousy. It's how you respond when your boss criticizes you or when that person cuts you off in traffic. That right there, that's your real report card. And this just nails it. This is brilliant. Your real teacher, your real guru, isn't some wise person on a mountaintop. It's the next person you talk to who really irritates you. It's your annoying coworker. It's that family member who knows how to push your buttons. That is your practice ground. Your ability to stay centered in those moments, that's the only measure that truly matters. So, at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to find a little bit of peace when you're sitting alone with your eyes closed. Real transformation is proven when you can carry that peace with you into the unavoidable, messy, beautiful chaos of everyday life. That is the true path from just knowing what to do to actually living it.